Ask me the hard-hitting questions.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on the WNBA, and we interviewed Caitlin.
In the end, Caitlin Clark revealed her new contract in Europe in a startling revelation that stunned the basketball community.
Now playing for the Indiana Fever, she's ushered in a new wave of WNBA fans. TV ratings and attendance have skyrocketed.
Finds Clark from the logo.
You know how crazy these crowds get, though, when they see that logo 3.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Feels good to hit those?
Occasionally. It's not too bad.
So how,
I mean,
seriously, though, so you got the ball in your hand.
Yeah.
You're crossing midcourt. What's the decision-making? Pass, pull up, how does that?
After days of circulating rumors and intense speculation, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year announced her decision for the upcoming season on Instagram, leaving sports analysts and fans eagerly awaiting her big reveal. This came after the Indiana Fever's devastating playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun. Fans and pundits were left wondering if Caitlin Clark would return, if her amazing debut season was only the beginning, or if she would take her extraordinary talent somewhere after her social media profiles went silent.
And then after that, usually if somebody picks me up, but if not, you just gotta launch it and hope for the best, you know? Hope it goes in and let it fly. That's what people love. So you gotta give them what they want.
Clark broke down the mechanics and biomechanics behind that signature shot.
There we go. Okay.
It's the same motion, basically, right? But you're just using more leg?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I'm not, people probably wouldn't consider me very big to play in the WNBA. Like, I'm not quite 6 foot, like, not the strongest. So I think just, having good balance is definitely the most important thing. I think a lot of really good shooters would probably tell you the same thing. But yeah, using your legs, like, it can't be all upper body, it's gotta be your legs, so.
With an emotional Instagram post reflecting on her first season, the Indiana Fever star broke her silence a few days ago. Her comments were full of gratitude, sending shockwaves around the WNBA every day and adding to the suspense.
Caitlin Clark, last night, finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing up in quite some time. Because we could talk about her WNBA season, and we will, but her final season at Iowa was something to behold, and she went right from that into the WNBA season. I mean, right away. As soon as her college season ended, just days later, she was drafted by the Indiana Fever. And I just remember being at the Combine in early March. That was the talk of the town. In addition to what we were seeing out of the Pacers and the Combine being there, it's like Caitlin Clark's coming here, the Big Ten.
As we examine what Caitlin's ish means for the Indiana Fever and the WNBA, be sure to check in.
Defenders on the handoff, go with Caitlin Clark. That's why Aaliyah Boston can make that spin move and attack the basket. So the impact of Caitlin and Kelsey Mitchell on the floor opens things up.
I miss doing women's sports with you. We don't do it as often as we used to. So here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 things that stand out to me. She just played this team, right? And so she understands the athleticism, the footwork, the speed of Dejanay Carrington. And she's just in her 4th WNBA game as a professional athlete. Even as a rookie, she's been guarded by the best players so far. She's still drawing double teams. And I thought Indiana did a better job of playing fast. I thought in her first few games, too much pound on the rock. This is not Iowa Part B varsity version. This is WNBA basketball. She's moving faster. Her teammates are doing a better job of finding her. She's getting looks off the move where she doesn't have to work as hard. And so it's only up from here. This was a great sign. Her most efficient night, turnovers were down.
Let me just say this too, because we're talking about the Indiana Fever and we have the Pacers that are playing in the Eastern Conference.
Her Instagram post marked the start of a season that radically altered what it meant to be a WNBA rookie. It chronicled the story of a player who absolutely exceeded expectations and transformed basketball, leaving everyone in awe of her accomplishment and brilliance.
ESPN are showing the game last night in which the Fever got swept by the Connecticut Sun last night. They showed a montage of her year. And they showed a montage of her year when she passed Pistol Pete Maravich. She owns the record for most points scored men's and women's Division I. And she set every record you possibly can set for Iowa, for women's basketball.
As I think back on the previous year or my life, I'm incredibly grateful. I'll see you all in year 2. In her post, Clark thanked everyone for helping her fulfill a lifelong ambition. Additionally, Clark reaffirmed what many supporters and commentators had been hoping for since her team's playoff exit, that she was staying put and focusing on what made her season so incredible.
I'm super excited to be here. I've never had to give an opening statement before, so this is the first for me in a large crowd. But like I said, I'm super happy to be here. Thank you to the Fever, the Pacers. This is a dream come true. Like, these are the moments you dream of. Obviously, Tamika Catchings is here. Like, that's pretty incredible. Somebody I grew up idolizing. Yeah. But like I said, after I got drafted, like, I can't think of a better place for myself to start my career. A place that loves basketball, supports women's basketball, and an organization that really does things the right way, has championship pedigree. So I'm just very thankful that they have a belief in me. And obviously my parents are here today. My 2 brothers aren't here. My little brother had to go back to school. He actually missed his flight out of New York City after the draft. So I think he did it on purpose, but thankful for them, and, you know, couldn't be happier to be here. So thank all of you for coming, and I can't wait to get.
Caitlin Clark shattered an astonishing 62 records in her rookie season, showcasing her legendary influence on the game and confirming her status as a force to be reckoned with in basketball. However, her impact on the game went beyond simply breaking records.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. That you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, let's start doing it to me, and we'll get along just fine. So, question is, you didn't have to turn pro. I kind of thought you would, no matter what. But how much did Indiana have the no water all pick? Because of the things you said and the driving distance to Iowa, just everything. I'm just wondering what role that might have played.
Yeah, it definitely played a huge role, and I actually played at the exact same time as the draft lottery on the night it happened. I'm not sure exactly who we were playing, but I was hoping that Indiana got the first pick. It would have made my life a lot better. So when I saw that, I was pretty excited. And, you know, obviously that's not every single reason of, you know, why I want.
Now let's look at the figure she shared, which had analysts and statisticians scrambling to come up with the best description. The Indiana Fever's guard averaged 19 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 1.3 steals per contest. Her 337 assists set a new record for the most in a single season, demonstrating her ability to inspire the players around her. However, Caitlin Clark's 19 assists at the end of a single game further demonstrated her exceptional vision and playmaking abilities. She also set the rookie record for 2 triple-doubles, something no rookie had ever done before. In other words, Caitlin Clark turned the league into her own playground, and her influence went beyond the numbers. A welcome addition to the struggling Indiana Fever squad was Clark.
Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year odds have become so high that there is currently only one sports book that will even allow you to vote on Rookie of the Year. MGM Bet is currently the only platform that you can vote on Rookie of the Year, and they have Caitlin Clark's odds at negative 10,000. And to put the icing on the cake, just last night, Caitlin Clark made her 86th three-point field goal of the season, which set a new record for three-pointers made by a rookie in WNBA history. The previous record was set by Ryan Howard in 2022.
She oversaw the team's ascent to a 2020 league record, their first season with 20 wins since 2015, and most importantly, the Fever's first postseason appearance in 8 years. Caitlin Clark has restored hope for the Fever's followers.
The WNBA record for threes in a season is currently held by Sabrina, and that number is 128 threes. So with the Fever having 9 more regular season games left, and I'm not sure if this is just like a regular season record or includes playoffs, but Caitlin Clark would have to average a little over 4 three-pointers in a game in order to break this record. It's doable, and especially if their team goes into the playoffs. But not only with this 3-point record, with her assist record, with her triple-double record, and just the impact that that Caitlin Clark has had on the WNBA and on the Fever team this season, there has still been some debate on who will become Rookie of the Year. We talked about Angel Reese a couple videos ago and how she is holding her own on the rebounding side, and she is shattering records, both WNBA and NBA records, with the amount of rebounds that she grabs per game. But if you look at these two players in their totality, it really is a no-brainer as who deserves Rookie of the Year this.
The Indiana Fever became a must-watch team on television after her charismatic on-court persona not only helped them win games, but also won over fans, increasing attendance and merchandising sales.
Clark, 24, 10, and 10, her second career triple-double. What stood out to you about the way she got this triple-double in your eyes?
For me, what I liked from Clark and quite honestly the Indiana Fever team is that even though they entered halftime with 11 turnovers, they were able to get that composure back, and they actually turned over Los Angeles, the Sparks, more turnovers than they had. So I love the composure that we're seeing. I love that this is a team that's still growing, and I think they're starting to figure out who their players are, who their go-to players are. Even when you have an Odyssey Sims that drops 20 points for a Sparks team that, has been struggling this season, Indiana found a way to win. They found their composure throughout this game, and I think that bodes well for them, knowing that they already punched their ticket to the playoffs.
By opening up the court in ways that defenses couldn't stop and giving them opportunities to score points, Clark showed in practically every game that she could assist others around her.
When that was listening to the broadcast, you heard that this backcourt has been the hottest thing in the WNBA since the Olympic break. And I do think that time together with this crew, that trio, as you mentioned, has been critical. We heard so many veterans, retired players, active players say that Caitlin Clark and likely the Indiana Fever were gonna need time. It wasn't gonna be instantaneous like your, instant coffee that you drink in the morning. No, we want this to be a nice Cuban coffee with a nice punch in there. And I think that's what we're seeing. It's not that this is not a talented team. You've got two back-to-back.
Angel Reese received the most votes of any player during the Indiana Fever's All-Star game, which was an additional feather in her cap and a blatant indication of her dominance on the court when the accolades poured in as soon as the records were broken, and she was almost unanimously selected as the WNBA Rookie of the Year.
When Ryan Ruocco said, Caitlin Clark is possessed, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. At times, she was unconscious. For me, watching that game, it's one of those games where you can't even be mad. Like, you can't even be mad at Caitlin Clark. You can't hate on her. You can't say anything negative about the way she performed. There's not one thing you could take away from that and be like, oh, she was this, or oh, she didn't do that. She checked every single box. That's why Kim Mulkey hugged her so aggressively at the end of the game, because it's like, dang, you did great. I can't stand it, but I love you for it. Like, Kim Mulkey even gave her an aggressive hug when the game is over. That's how you know it was real. You know how you dap somebody up just aggressively because you're like, yeah, that was great. I can't stand you for it, but I can't say anything bad about it. She was poised. She was under control. She manipulated the defense left and right. She got to her.
It was more proof that she could hold the attention of onlookers while defending herself against the league's most powerful players.
I think the thing is that what LSU got themselves into trouble is they let Caitlin Clark get to her spots early. You know she likes to drive the ball to the left, and when she drives to the left, she's looking to pull up. I don't know, Andrea, look, you follow the women's game. Why on earth would Kim Mulkey instruct her guys to go under the screen and not fight over the top? I'm not giving Caitlin Clark that kind of space. What she did was confirm what we already knew. There's a reason why she's the all-time leading scorer. There's a reason why she's top 3 in assists.
Her exploits were even more impressive because of her capacity to handle pressure after joining the league right out of college with a lot of buzz. She not only met but exceeded expectations.